Drink water, kids, stay safe. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another testing video, and today I'm going to be testing a brand that I've never tested before. In fact, it's actually a pretty new brand, to be honest, which really excites me. I always love trying new brands, seeing what they perform like, etc. I made an order with this brand a few days ago now because they were doing 40% off, and I've been eyeing up one of their eyeshadow palettes for a while. While it was 40% off, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have to give in and buy it. Today I'm gonna be testing the new palette by Mitchell. This is actually the Head in the Clouds palette. It is a little bit more on the pricier side. I know a couple of you have actually messaged me on Instagram and YouTube asking me to do some more drugstore cheaper palettes, and I promise I will do, but I just wanted to try this out and see what it was like. And while I got it in the post this morning, I thought it'd be the perfect time to do a testing video on it. But before I get onto the video, I just wanted to put out there that if you are new to my channel and you've never seen me before, then feel free to hit that subscribe button up there, and feel free to also tap the bell down below so you are notified every single time I post a new video. Also, feel free to give the video a big thumbs up if you do end up enjoying it. And without further ado, I'm just going to roll onto the video and test out this palette and share my thoughts. When I say that I've just drank the best cup of tea I've ever made myself, genuinely that's probably the best cup of tea I've ever made myself in my life. You can see from the smile lines from when I've literally just gulped that tea down. Oh well, that's white then way, because it really annoyed me. Also, the order also came with like this little card as well, which is kind of like just an order card really. It says, thank you for your purchase, please tag Made by Mitchell in your creations, hauls and products shots. I can't wait to see what is made by you, Mitchell. It's actually a really good quality card. Like, I picked it up and was like, this is heavy card. Like, this ain't cheap from Vistaprint. This is like proper good quality card. So I do applaud that. I think it's all the little things that go into a brand that makes them so unique and so themselves. So even having good quality card that kind of matches the colour of the branding is really nice for me. Like, I really do applaud that. Next up, I'm gonna like go on to the actual palette. So it comes in this little pouch, and this is a really good quality pouch. Like, I'm all about zips, and this zip is good. Like, this zip ain't going anywhere. This is like a high quality pouch that isn't something that you'd get for like £1 from Poundland. Like, it's really good. I think this is really artistic as well. I think the thing that I loved the most about these eyeshadow palettes was that they came with a pouch. Like, you don't normally see that. And then when you open it up, of course, you get the box that it comes in as well, so it is extra protected. I have opened it up just to make sure that nothing was smashed, because I thought that would be a bit awkward if it got smashed in transit from DHL, but it didn't, luckily. This is what the box looks like. It just has pretty much the same design as what's on the pouch, but the M for like the Mitchell is kind of like raised, which makes it really nice. Like, you can tell that even the packaging is really good quality as well. And then when you open it up, this is what the palette looks like. Once again, the M is kind of raised in the actual cardboard packaging as well. This is what the palette looks like. So it just has the plastic inner, which actually has the same like clouds logo thing. I don't know if you can see it, but this is basically like the protective sheet, which is nice that it actually has the logo on it. Like, it's very well branded. Like I said, it is very, very colourful. There is a big mirror here, but like I mentioned in my previous Beauty Bay testing video, I don't normally use mirrors that are this big because they're quite hard to use, you know, when you're doing your eyeshadow. I can't do my eyeshadow with the palette and then have a big mirror, if that makes sense. So I probably won't end up using this, but I always think it's a really nice touch when brands do add a mirror in with their palettes. A few reviews that I've done in the past where I kind of wish that some brands would put mirrors in their palettes, because I think it's just kind of ease. I don't know why I prefer mirrors compared to not having mirrors. I don't know, I just think it's like practical, if that makes sense, rather than just having plain cardboard up here. So there is a mirror. This is all the colours. I also just wanted to touch on a few important points from this palette. Influence a lot of buyers' decisions, a bit like mine. You'll know for a while I have been cruelty free, and all the products I use are cruelty free. It is worth noting that Made by Mitchell is cruelty free but not 100% vegan. Made by Mitchell does not conduct any animal testing in the developing, manufacturing or marketing of their products, which is always a good thing. Also, this palette retails at £40, which It's quite pricey for a palette. It's kind of on the higher end, and again you do get quite a few shades in this. They do also do like smaller versions of these, so if you don't want the big palette then they do a couple of small palettes as well. So in this there's 25 shades, 3 sheens, 3 metallics and 19 mattes. It did also mention that this palette contains pigments as well, and I love pigment shadows. So now that we've gone through what the palette looks like and what it contains, etc., I'm just going to go ahead and try it on my eyes. I did not have a clue, once again, what look I'm going to do. I feel like I'm always spontaneous when I do my looks on my YouTube channel because I don't like sit down and plan, especially if it's a first impression video and I haven't had a chance to play around with the palette yet. However, it's been a while since I last did like a green sort of look, and if you look in the palette there is a couple of green shades that look quite intriguing to me, so I want to give them a try. And I forgot to mention, this palette also comes with a white shade at the bottom, which is perfect because white is a perfect colour to like blend everything together. I always like to have a white shadow in a palette. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm going to prime my eyes with my P. Louise eye base in the shade Rumour 0.5. You all know this is my favourite and I won't use any other eye base. It just really makes my colours pop. I've had a lot of comments on my Instagram as well at the moment saying, oh, your eyeshadow looks really vibrant, you love how vibrant my looks are. Partly obviously it's due to the shadows that I use, but it's also due to this. Like, I feel like when you're using colour, using this as an eye base is so much better than using a concealer, for example, because it really does make the shadows pop and perform a lot better and blend together nicer as well. So I'm just going to pop this on my eyes off camera and then I will be right back. So as you can tell, I've now primed my eyelids. I think I've got a piece of hair there. Like, you could probably see it right now, but it's really annoying me. Where is it? I have a piece of hair somewhere and it's really tickling me. This piece of hair. I need to find you. Got it. Oh, there we go. You are not seeing the light of day on my head again. I'm gonna move on to the actual look now that I've primed my eyes. I know that it has creased a little bit more, so I will go back in with this like fluffy brush and just make sure to pat it over just to make sure that it's not creased. However, I'm gonna go in with my first shade. So I think I'm gonna take this shade up here, a green shade. This is the shade Cockpit. I'm gonna take a flat brush for this. I'm probably gonna take this one from Colourpop. This is the Colourpop E1 brush. It is clean, by the way. It's just stained from, I think it's the green from the James Charles palette that's actually stained this. I'm just gonna take Cockpit and I'm just gonna put that in my crease. Ooh. That is a really nice shade. I didn't actually expect it to come out that pigmented either, with it being, I don't want to say quite a light colour, but it's quite a like hard colour to properly get pigmented. So it's really nice. Like, when you build it up, that is a really nice colour. Okay, so it did take a bit of building up to get to the colour that I wanted. That's not surprising with it being like a turquoise shade. Normally it's quite hard to even get to this point, so I am like really happy with this shade. I think it's really pretty. So I'm just gonna go on to the next one. See, I've got a couple of choices here, and this is where I like and like talk to myself. But this like mint shade down here is just everything. But I think that's the sort of shade that would look really nice like on your lid. I put that on my lid, you know. I think it might be a nice idea to kind of like blend this out with a yellow shade. So I'm going to take this bright yellow shade here. This is the shade, oh my god, I can't read this, I'm so blind. This is the shade Ho. It's the bright yellow one in the palette anyway. I'm just going to pack this on top of where we've just put that other shade. I'm going to take a Spectrum A12 brush for this. Not a lot of fallout either, which is really good because I've already done my foundation before my eyes, which I never do because I hate it, but either way. Ooh, I like that yellow, you know. That is quite a nice yellow. I feel like I need to blend that turquoise shade back a bit more upwards. That's not a problem, we can do that. However, that yellow is working really nicely and it doesn't take a lot to like get like a vibrant yellow colour. So that is actually performed really well. What? What does zoom out in? In the like 2 seconds that you haven't seen me on my screen, it's been like 20 minutes here because my battery died. So that's what I've ended up doing my cut crease. I was gonna do my cut crease off camera anyway. But what I did is I just went back and forth in with that like dark blue shade in the yellow, just like blended the two together, and then I took a cotton wool bud and some makeup remover, just took out the excess eyeshadow that was on my lid, and then did my cut crease using my P. Louise base again. So that's basically where we're up to. I'm trying not to look up because if I look up it'll transfer and I just can't deal with that right now. I've had a bad day. It's been one of those days today. But I think I'm going to do like pastels. Firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that same brush that we had that turquoise colour on, and I'm just going to like buff it out a little bit. I know I said buff last video, don't know if that's the right word, but we're just gonna say buff. So I don't have any excess product on, but I just kind of like blend the green out at the side with the base. It just makes it easier to like blend it later on. Probably have to like go back in where I've just cut the crease and just like pat it down a little bit because it has started to crease. This is gonna either go really bad or really well. So I'm gonna take this turquoise shade here. It's like a light blue turquoisey. This is the shade Bora Blue, and I'm going to take this on a flat brush if I can find one. I'm just going to take this on a Makeup Addiction medium smudger brush. So I'm just going to pat some of that down. That's a really nice shade. Thinking about it, it actually blends in really nicely with that like lighter green turquoisey shade that we used first off. Next up, I'm going to be really naughty and like go against all makeup standards, and I'm just going to take the other side of that brush because I don't have a lot of smudger brushes that I've washed. I haven't washed my brushes in about 10 years, so I'm sorry. I'm going to take this like lilac shade here. This is the shade Skywalker, and may as well just be my brand. Like, lilac is my colour. Ooh. As you can see, it comes off as like a bluey lilac colour. At the moment, I know that these colours on the lid aren't like fully blended, but I'm going to go back in a little bit later on and like go back in and reapply them and make sure that they're all blended. So don't come at me at this point in the video. I'm next going to take one of these brushes that I have from TK Maxx. I don't know what brand they are, but they were pretty much the first brushes I ever got, and they're actually really thin, so they're good for packing on shadow. And I'm going to take this like yellow shade down here. It's like a pastel yellow. This is the shade Banana Skies, and I'm just going to pack that next to where we've just put that lilac shade. That is a really nice yellow, but I just don't know how it's going to work with this like lilac, or if it's even gonna ever blend together. And now I'm just gonna finish off going in with this like really light peachy shade here. This is the shade Born. This is a Makeup Revolution one. I'm not like the biggest fan of Makeup Revolution brushes, but do you know what, that peach colour blended really nicely with the yellow, which is why I put them two together. But I just don't know how I'm gonna like end up getting away blending this blue and this yellow together. I'm gonna like scoot off now and try to blend this yellow and blue together. I'm not going to do it off camera because I get too stressed out on camera and probably will end up throwing something. However, what I normally do is just go back and forth in with the shades until I get them to the blend that they want. So I shall see you in an hour, because that's how long it's probably going to take me to try and make this work. For my lower lash line, I'm just going to take the green and the yellow shade that we started off with. So I'm just going to take the same brush. I don't have an unlimited supply of brushes, and I wish I did, but we're going to make the most of what we have. Now I'm going to go in with the yellow. I've lost my brush. Oh, here it is. I'm going to take the same brush that I used for the yellow. I'm just going to pat that underneath. Then I'm just going to take the green shadow brush and just like blend them two together. And now I'm going to do lashes. So I've actually lined the top of my lid with the Makeup Revolution Renaissance liner. Once again, I'm not the best eyeliner, which is why I literally never do like winged out looks or anything, because I just can't do winged liner to save my life. I'm just going to go in with my eyelashes. I'm going to take these D45 eyelashes by Prima Lash. Oh my god, these are so extravagant, but I just think, you know what, it's New Year's. I'm not going out or anything, so I might as well just look extravagant at home. I'm gonna put these lashes on. I'm gonna put them on off camera because I'm a mess putting lashes on camera, as we know. So I'll be back in a sec, hopefully, or maybe like an hour again. I don't know. Drink water, kids. Stay safe. Water, not vodka, I promise. I need to put this on properly. I'm so random, I hate myself. This is the finished look. I'm not like the biggest fan of these lashes. They're too long, but then I did consider cutting them down. And then I also thought, you know what, if I cut them down, it's just going to take me even longer. And then I got really stressed out and I just thought, you know what, for the last 20 seconds of the video, for the sake of 20 seconds, we're going to keep the lashes like this. This one's half fallen off. This one doesn't know what year it is. Pretend like the lashes are okay, but other than that, like, I'm really happy with the look. And on a serious note, I am really happy with this palette. I'm definitely going to use it a lot more. The colour payoff was amazing. The pastels that I used on my lid were a lot better than I thought they would be, because pastels are hard to blend, they're hard to work with, they're hard to get pigmentation from. Done really, really well to make this palette as good as it is. I didn't actually use any of the shimmers, which is really disappointing. I'm so sorry about that, but hopefully in a future look I will be able to use the shimmers, and possibly in a look that I do on my Instagram page, because I do posts on there as well, like just a cheeky like shout out plug there. But hopefully I'll be able to use some of the shimmers on one of my makeup looks on there so you can see what they perform like. Definitely think that the palette is worth it, £40, and there are definitely other eyeshadow palettes, so if you want to check out what else he does, then feel free to have a browse at the website. It'll be in the description bar below. And no, this isn't sponsored or affiliated or anything. I hope that you did enjoy this video and find it helpful. If you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to smash the big thumbs up button, and also feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, make sure to also tap that bell back down below so you are notified every single time I post a new testing video, a little bit like this one. I do also have an Instagram page, like I did mention before, where I do post other makeup looks, so if you want to see more makeup looks, then feel free to follow my Instagram. As always, thank you so incredibly much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on my next video very, very soon. Bye!